Hey guys, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge and welcome to Subscriber Lunch Sunday. That's right you guys, on Friday's video, Saturday's video, and Sunday's video, we're letting our subscribers choose the lunches we make. Now if you'd like to send in your lunch idea, number 1, make sure you're subscribed. And then number 2, go ahead and send me your lunch idea on Instagram. I can't wait to see what ideas you come up with this week. And now let's get on to the lunches. First up, I have a lunch idea sent in by Lorena. She is 25 years old and is from California. Now for her lunch today, I'm going to be using the Bento Box, but I'm removing the thermos so that I have more space in the lunch box itself. And then I'm going to use my other thermos on the side. For Lorena's main course, she requested cheese ravioli. Now there were actually a lot of different kinds of cheese ravioli at my store, but I decided to go with this 5 cheese ravioli. One of the things I love about making ravioli and tortellini is that it cooks so fast. These guys only took about 3 minutes and then they were done. Now, I'm not quite sure what Lorena's favorite kind of sauce is, so I'm going to keep this really simple. I've just added a little bit of butter and a sprinkling of cheese. I'm going to mix this all up and then get it into the thermos. Now, these raviolis are pretty big, but they still fit in the thermos, so that's okay. I do think these would be really good with some marinara sauce or even some pesto sauce. Now, to go along with this ravioli, Lorena also requested garlic bread. And of course, there are so many ways to make garlic bread, but I actually found these garlic parmesan breadsticks in the freezer section of my store, so it sounded really interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the oven, and while they're baking, I'm going to move on to our veggies. For her vegetable today, Lorena requested carrots, and I have these really big baby carrots. Sometimes my kids have a hard time with the really big ones, so I like to cut them in half. So as you can see, I've added them to the lunchbox, and then instead of ranch, Lorena requested hummus to dip them in. So I just have a little bit on the side. And just like that, our breadsticks are ready. These were so fast. And you guys, they made my entire house smell like garlic. But you know, these are a little bit too big for the lunchbox, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut them in half. And then I think they should fit just fine. I think I can put about 3 in here. And that brings us to the fruit. For Lorena's lunch, I'm going to start by chopping up some strawberries. I'm just removing the stems and then giving them a rough slice. When I slice the strawberries like this, it definitely helps me fit more of them into the lunchbox. And then to go along with our tropical napkin, I'm also going to stick in a little food pick umbrella. I bought a big pack of these at the dollar store, and not only are they super cute, but it also makes picking up the fruit really fun. Now that's not the only fruit I'm going to be adding to this lunch. Lorena also requested bananas. So I'm just going to take this really nice banana. It's not too green and it's not too speckly, just how I like them. I like a sweet banana, but I don't like a mushy banana. I'm just going to cut these into big chunks. And then to help them from turning brown too quickly, I'm also going to sprinkle on just a little bit of lemon juice. And then just for fun, I'll go ahead and add another little umbrella pick into the bananas. I feel like everything with an umbrella pick is instantly more fun. Now I'm beginning to think that Lorena really loves fruit, because for her snack today, she requested applesauce. So I have these Go-Go Squeeze pouches. These are the plain apple flavor. For Lorena's lunch today, she chose a peanut butter cookie. Now my store actually had a lot of different kinds of peanut butter cookies, so I decided to pick up these ones because I'd never tried them before. These are the Jif Fudge covered peanut butter crunchy cookies, which is a very long name for a very chocolatey looking cookie. I'll go ahead and open them up here so you can get a closer look. You know what, they kind of look like little donuts, don't you think? I'm going to go ahead and add just a few to the separate container. And then finally, for Lorena's drink today, she chose apple juice. Good old classic apple juice. I really like these pouches from Trader Joe's, so that's what I'm going to add to this lunch. Okay guys, so Mackenzie's going to be our taste tester for this lunch today. So what do you think, Mackenzie?
My favorite part was the 5 cheese ravioli. And the garlic bread too. And I also thought the fruit was really good.
What'd you think about the cookies?
They were good.
Our next lunch idea was sent in by Brooklyn. Brooklyn is from Texas and she's 6 years old, so her mom actually helped send in her request. For this lunch, I'm sticking with the Omni box, but I'm removing the thermos because I'm not going to need it. And then, like with a lot of the lunches, I will go ahead and start with the main course first. For this, I'm going to need some cream cheese. This is just plain whipped cream cheese. I'm also going to be needing some pickles. These are the zesty dill spears. And then I'm also using some slices of low sodium ham. Of course, you can use any ham that you like, or you could even use turkey instead. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to spread a very thin layer of the cream cheese all over the ham, which was actually a little bit more challenging than I thought. The cream cheese didn't really want to stick to the ham, but I made it work anyway. It's fine. Now all I have to do is place my pickle spears on top and then roll them up. Now I could go ahead and leave these whole, but I think it would be really good to cut these into bite-sized pieces. So now I've added these to the lunchbox. For her lunch, Brooklyn requested watermelon, and for this I decided to pull out my star-shaped cutter. This is such an easy way to make any fruit more fun. And don't worry, I definitely don't throw out the extras. We snack on that as well. So now I went ahead and fit as much of that watermelon in there as I could. And as for the vegetable, Brooklyn requested green beans. So these are just par-cooked and lightly salted green beans. And she also requested ranch to dip them in. So I think that's a really interesting combination. Sometimes it's a challenge to come up with new vegetables to throw into lunches. So I think these green beans are a really good idea. Now to go along with this, I'm also gonna throw in a snack. And these are something pretty new. These are the Cheez-It Snapped crackers. They're a little bit thinner and more crispy than your regular Cheez-It cracker would be. These come in lots of different flavors, and I decided to go with the cheddar and sour cream and onion flavored ones because they sound really good. I'm just gonna go ahead and place a few in there, just like that. And then of course we have a special treat. Brooklyn requested brownies. Now sometimes I do like to make my own brownies from scratch, but if I'm trying to make a really fast lunch, these cosmic brownies are kind of like the next best thing. These are inexpensive, they're colorful, and the kids love them. And then lastly we have the drink. For Brooklyn's lunch, I'm going to throw in some of this mango iced tea. Now, my kids have actually never tried this before, so it'll be interesting to see what they think of it. What do you think, Lily? What's your favorite part?
My favorite part was the watermelon and the brownie stuff and the drink and the pickle roll-ups.
Yeah, because you really like pickles, huh?
Mm-hmm. Pickles are my favorite.
Okay, guys, this next lunch idea was sent in by Andy. He is 8 years old and is from Mexico. Now for Andy's lunch today, he requested a breakfast burrito. I don't know about you guys, but I love a breakfast burrito. So the first thing I'm gonna do is scramble up some eggs. Now to this breakfast burrito, Andy also requested a meat called machaca. So machaca is kind of like a shredded beef with seasoning. I bought mine pre-cooked at a local Mexican market, so all I have to do is throw it in and heat it up, which makes it so quick and easy. So now I'm gonna take a giant red tortilla and I'm gonna pile on this egg and machaca mixture. That seasoned beef is seriously good, but you could also use sausage or bacon or even chorizo. That would be delicious. You can really add anything you want to a breakfast burrito. There are no rules. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle on some cheese, and then I'm gonna top it with some chunky salsa. So there's lots of onions in there, tomatoes, some peppers, but it's not too spicy, so I think my kids will like it. So now I'm gonna try my best to fold this up nice and tight. I am definitely not a burrito folding expert, but I'm gonna try my best here. And as long as it doesn't fall apart, I think it'll be good. To make this a little bit easier for my kids to eat, I went ahead and cut it in half, and then I'm just gonna place it in the lunchbox. And now that our main course is done, it's time to move on to the fruit. I'm actually gonna be adding 2 different kinds of fruit here, and I'm gonna start off with some watermelon. For this lunch, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut these into nice big cubes. That way they can actually fit really nicely in the lunchbox. And before I move on to the next fruit, I have a special topping for this watermelon. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of this tahini seasoning. Now, if you've never tried this before, it's basically a seasoning powder. And this particular one has chili peppers, salt, and lime. And then to the watermelon, I'm also adding these really cute crayon picks. And I think these are perfect for this lunch because each of these picks has the English word and the word in Spanish as well for the different colors. Now for that second fruit, Andy requested mango. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cube this up. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit of the seasoning right on top of here as well. Just a little bit. And then of course, another cute little crayon pick. For the veggies, I'm just gonna add some good old carrot sticks with ranch for dipping. This will fit perfectly right in here. And then for his snack today, Andy requested a chip called Rancheritos, but unfortunately I couldn't find those at my store, so I think I found the next closest thing. These are basically tortilla chips with a little bit of seasoning on the outside. I've never actually tried these before, so hopefully they won't be too spicy. I'll just go ahead and open up this bag, and then I'm just gonna throw in as many as I can fit right in there. For Andy's special treat today, he chose mini donuts. I wasn't exactly sure what flavor I should get, so I decided to go with powdered donuts. Kind of messy, but I think the kids will like them. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a few in this separate container. I think 3 will fit in there. And then last but certainly not least, we have the drink. For Andy's lunch, he requested peach juice, and I'm not quite sure why, but it seems like peach juice is really popular right now. Okay, now it's Jackson's turn to be our taste tester. What'd you think, Jackson?
It was really good.
What'd you think of the tahini?
It was actually really good. It wasn't too spicy for me. I wasn't a huge fan of the mango because it wasn't very sweet. I don't really think it was ripe. The breakfast burrito was good. The peach juice was really good. Overall, I think the donuts and the drink were my favorite.
Of course. Our next lunch idea was sent in by Yasmine. She is 13 years old and is from Saudi Arabia. Now for the main course, I'm gonna make something that could be served hot or cold, but I think it'll fit better in the lunchbox if I remove the thermos, so that's what I'm gonna do. For Yasmine's lunch, I'm gonna be making a very special sandwich, a triple decker sandwich to be exact. So I'm gonna be needing 3 pieces of bread. Wait a minute, this bread has a big hole in it, but I think that's okay. I'll just make sure to put that bread in the middle. Now, not only is this sandwich gonna have 3 pieces of bread, but it's also gonna have 3 different kinds of cheese. I'm gonna use Havarti cheese, cheddar cheese, and smoked Gouda cheese. Now, if you haven't already guessed, I'm making a triple-decker grilled cheese sandwich. But for Yasmine's lunch, she suggested I try using mayonnaise instead of butter in this grilled cheese sandwich, which is actually not such a weird idea. I've tried this before. I know a lot of people like their grilled cheese sandwiches this way. So on top of this slice, I'm gonna add 2 pieces of cheese, followed by the next piece of bread. I'm gonna add a little bit of mayo here. This is really just gonna act like the glue. It's gonna help keep our sandwich together. I'm gonna follow that with 2 more pieces of cheese, and then the top slice. On the exterior pieces of the sandwich, I want to put a very, very thin layer of mayo, and this will definitely help our sandwich get nice and crispy and golden brown on the outside. Next, I'm going to add this to my griddle on a very low temperature because I want to make sure that the cheese has plenty of time to melt before the outside gets too dark, because nobody likes a burnt grilled cheese. Well, at least we don't around here. Now I could just leave the sandwich as is, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up, probably into quarters. That way it'll fit nicely in the lunchbox and it'll look really cool. I think this triple-decker grilled cheese turned out pretty fancy looking. Now moving right along, I'm also adding some fruit and vegetables, of course. For her lunch today, Yasmine requested cucumbers. So I decided to break out my crinkle cutter. So I decided to bring out my waffle cutter. I haven't used this in a while, but it works really well. All you have to do is cut your cucumber one way, then turn it slightly and cut it again, and that's what helps get that waffle pattern in there. Don't these look pretty cool? And I just love how they're a little bit thinner. Next, I'm gonna be adding a scoop of grapes. I have both green grapes and red grapes. For her snack today, she requested applesauce. So I'm actually gonna be throwing in a strawberry applesauce because they are so good and it's a little bit more fancy than just a regular applesauce would be. And you guys, as you can tell, this actually fits in the lunchbox. And that brings us to the special treat. For her lunch today, Yasmine requested Oreos, so I decided to throw some of these new limited edition s'mores Oreos, which is really hard to say. S'mores Oreos, yes. So these have a graham cracker flavored cookie, and then inside there's a chocolate and marshmallow cream. So that sounds pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a few right in here. And then of course I'm not gonna forget the drink. For her lunch she requested apple juice. And I decided to use a pony juice bottle because I think it's really cute for this lunch. Now before I let Lily taste test this, I also want to take a few pictures for Instagram. I love posting lots of pictures over on Instagram, so if you're not following me over there, I totally invite you to. And now it's time to find out what Lily thinks of this lunch.
My favorite was the Oreos because it tastes like s'mores. I also like the grilled cheese sandwich. It was super cheesy. Oh yeah, and the grapes are really good too.
And there you have it, guys. All of these lunches were super quick and easy, and of course they were cute as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.